So how about an Italian wine to fall in love with, like a good coworker of mine did? What is it? Well, stay tuned. I'll let you know. So welcome to this week's episode. It's time to go back to Italy and to try a grape that maybe you've never heard of, and it's called Montepulciano D Abruzzo. And the reason I'm featuring it in this week's episode is I was at a team meeting and one of my coworkers and I were talking about wine, of course, it always seems to come up. And I remember him sitting back and he sort of rolled his eyes and he said, "I have one love right now, Trent. Montepulciano." And I thought, yes, I haven't had that wine for a while either, and it is a great Italian wine to fall in love with. If you haven't tried the Montepulciano D Abruzzo, I think it's a just absolute great find, great value, and very food friendly, as are really all the Italian wines are great wines to try because they have some tremendous value and great with food. As you know, Italian food, it's really hard to beat Italian wine and Italian food. They're just made to go with one another. And I wanted to do a special thank you to all of my subscribers because this is probably the next Italian wine I've been featuring since we did that big episode on Chianti and all the different levels of Chianti. Well, that episode got over 1,000 views, which is a lot for my channel. So thank you very much for spreading the good news and letting people know about my channel. I appreciate it. So what's this Montepulciano D Abruzzo all about? Well, it's from the eastern part of Italy, and it's in the area called Abruzzo. And it is what's interesting is Montepulciano is the name of the grape and the name of the wine, and it's saying it's from Abruzzo. But it's funny, this could get very confusing, so now you'll be in the know and you won't be confused if anyone talks about this. There is a town in Tuscany called Montepulciano, and that's sort of where this grape got its name from, but it has nothing to do with this wine, which is a wine I'm going to feature in an upcoming episode because it's so delicious and is a great value. And it's called Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, and it is actually from the Sangiovese grape. So look for that in an upcoming episode. But back to Montepulciano D Abruzzo. So this wine that we're looking at right now is the Jorio, and it is from a very nice producer in Italy. They first made this wine in 1993, and what's nice about this Montepulciano D Abruzzo is it's 100% Montepulciano. Also, it's all that grape. But by law, it has to have 85% actually to be labeled Montepulciano D Abruzzo. So that's some of the guidelines. So this one was 100% and it just blew me away. I picked it up at one of my local wine stores, which also happens to be this fantastic Italian deli. And they carry only Italian wines from all sorts of areas. So there's a lot to explore about Italy. And that's something good to keep in mind, right? So it's the Montepulciano Abruzzo, you will find it at your grocery store. Sometimes maybe you know, one or two different bottlings of it. You might have to go to, say, a Whole Foods, and Trader Joe's will have maybe a couple different versions. And if you do like it, which I think you will, really, they're like $15 a bottle and maybe up to like 25. So absolutely great values. And I'll tell you a little bit about what it tastes like in a second and what to pair it with. So this wine offers great value, and some of the other great areas in Italy right now are the Marche and wines from Sicily. If you've ever had a Nero d'Avola, it's a fantastic wine. And then wines from Puglia are great, in Umbria. So we have a lot to explore just in Italy. There's 1,000 different varieties of grapes in that country, and they almost have the same number of names, so it can get a little confusing. So remember, Montepulciano D Abruzzo is a grape. It's the name of the wine that comes from Abruzzo in eastern part of Italy. And it has really nothing to do with the Vino Nobile di Montepulciano, which is a Sangiovese-based grape, very similar to our Chiantis. So back to Montepulciano. This grape, when you open it, you're probably going to notice when you pour it in the glass that it is pretty dark, very dark purple, ruby colors. You're going to get lots of beautiful black fruit and some plum and dark cherry. And it's going to have a little bit of, I would say, fresh herbs, maybe some oregano notes to it. And the body on this one and most Montepulciano D Abruzzo will be medium-bodied, which is nice. And you'll notice that pretty high in acidity, and I'll get to why that's good in just a second, but not too tannic, right? So you can drink it. Remember the tannin is like some of the Cabernets that maybe you've tried and hopefully you liked them, or maybe if you didn't like them because they were too dry. Imagine, if you drank some cold black tea and what that does to your mouth. That's very indicative of a high tannin level. So this wine, not too tannic, it has acidity, but guess what? I had this wine with the Meat Lover's Pizza. I was just craving pizza with pepperoni and sausage and ham, the whole works on it, and the wine was just perfect. And you'll find that Montepulciano D Abruzzos are very food friendly in general. Great with cheeses, so if you don't want to have meat, that's okay. Great with Asiago and Parmesan Reggiano and an aged cheddar. So you could have a cheese pizza, and I think it would be just fine. But great with meat, especially like brisket, and I also had it with some barbecue food. So I had a couple of different bottles. So I did one with barbecue, American style barbecue, and one with a Meat Lover's Pizza, and what a absolute gem. So something to keep in mind, some good takeaways from this week's episode are, it's nice to try wines other than the big popular ones like Chianti and Brunellos and Barbarescos. Find some other great values, and they're very food friendly. If it's an Italian wine, it probably will be food friendly. They don't really make wines to just sit around and sip like we're so used to from the California, cocktail style wines, meant to be had with food. So you almost can't go wrong. But again, the more you like it and you want to explore more, that's when it's good to go to your local wine retailer and ask him or her what he or she recommends. Another thing to keep in mind is, remember, Montepulciano, name of the grape, it's also the name of the wine, but it's not from Montepulciano in Tuscany, it's from Abruzzo. So great value, and the acidity in the wine is a plus. It will help complement foods, especially foods that are sort of rich and sometimes fatty, like a nice fatty brisket, because the acidity in the wine sort of helps clean the palate and lets the food shine, but it also lets some of the fruit flavors in the wine show themselves too. So it's just a wonderful opportunity. So there you have it, Montepulciano D Abruzzo. Apparently creates a lot of affection and love in many people, and I can so see why. I'm glad, the fact that he mentioned it was like, I have to show that wine in my channel, and I have not done Montepulciano D Abruzzo, and now we have. So look for this at a local wine retailer. You can find it at the grocery stores. There are several different bottlings I've seen out there. Expect to pay around $15. And then try to have it with, your favorite pizza or a barbecue dinner or some grilled meats. And then it really shows off the wine. And I think you'll be pretty happy. So if you're someone and you like Zinfandel, the red Zinfandel, of course, and you like Syrahs from maybe Paso Robles, or you like Shiraz from Australia, and maybe you like Chiantis. So if you watched our episode and you say, yes, Trent, I really am enjoying those Chiantis. Well, guess what? Montepulciano D Abruzzo is going to be right in line with those, and I think make you very happy. Well, stay tuned to a future episode, and we'll talk about the difference between, again, Montepulciano D Abruzzo and Vino Nobile de Montepulciano, and help showcase the wines from that part of Tuscany, and I think you'll be pleased. And again, thank you for sharing our channel with your friends and family and coworkers. I sure appreciate it. Give this wine a try. Let me know what you think. I'm going to put the winery's website in the description so you can see more about it. They have a very nice website, so it's nice to support them. And if you can't find the Jorio, don't worry about it. There are many other options out there. So let me know what you think. Until next time, everyone, cheers.